As the first of Fannie and Freddie's UMDP deadlines approach, we're putting the finishing touches on the tools we've developed to help the entire industry keep appraisal pipelines running smoothly. Updates have been made to WinTotal and Total, software that's already in use by over half the nation's appraisers, to help them contend with all the new field standardizations. This means that if you're working with an appraiser using our software, your reports can be completed with UAD compliance checks as the appraiser fills the report. This will put you ahead as far as all the new UAD form requirements are concerned. But the UMDP involves much more than just making sure the report is filled properly. Plus, not every appraiser is using our software, at least yet, so you can't necessarily count on receiving a UAD error-free report from your appraisers every time. With these potential obstacles in mind, I'm really excited to give you some details today about how you can use our tools to adapt to the UMDP, whether you're a Mercury Network user, working with an appraiser who uses our software, or simply looking for a way to deliver your reports to Fannie and Freddie while staying compliant with UMDP. If you find that I'm moving too quickly through the alphabet soup or acting like you should know something you don't, I invite you to check out the recordings of our previous sessions or sign up for one of the upcoming classes that will continue throughout the summer. They'll help you get up to speed on the basics of the UMDP, important terms, and the components of the program like the UAD, the UCDP, and later the ULDD. Here's a link to the schedule where you can register for the next upcoming class. You can also follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our blog, workflowgeeks.com, for tips and info to make your workflow less work and more flow. In a previous meeting, we looked at how WinTotal and Total will help the appraiser adhere to the UAD requirements as they complete the appraisal, so the report is already UAD error-free when they're ready to deliver the report. That's going to help report accuracy from the start because it gives appraisers field-level guidance throughout the form-filling process. But it's possible that the appraiser isn't using the UAD version of their appraisal software, or that their vendor doesn't offer it, so you can't guarantee that your reports will be free of UAD errors. That's where we come in. Using our tools, you'll have a way to make sure you're getting a UAD-compliant appraisal delivered using the UMDP-required MISMO XML and first-generation PDF, and you'll be able to deliver it directly using the new UCDP long before the March 19th deadline. We're doing this by introducing a new product called DataCourier. So let's fast forward to September 1st of this year and say you're ready to receive an appraisal for a loan that will end up in Fannie or Freddie's hands. This means this appraisal will need to be UAD compliant or there will be delays and hassles. Of course, you can employ QC staff to check the report, but that's going to take forever if you're doing much volume, especially with the huge number of field changes and new requirements in the UAD. Now, in our scenario, your appraiser is using Total 2011, WinTotal, or maybe he owns an Appraiser X site and uses X site Order Manager with one of our competitors' form fillers. Whatever. If the appraiser is using one of our products to deliver the report, you'll easily be able to use DataCourier to retrieve the report. But you won't just retrieve the report. You'll gain access to several useful tools that will facilitate UMDP compliance. First of all, when the appraiser uses the DataCourier plugin to deliver the report, you'll get an email notification with a link that will let you set up your profile for DataCourier. It'll be a simple registration process that helps you secure your access to the service. Once you're logged in, you'll have a view where you'll see any reports that have been delivered to you. This view will include pre-configured filters and a search feature to help you get directly to the report you're looking for. If you've ever used Mercury Network, this will look familiar because this is essentially the same view you have there, and we'll get to the differences shortly. There are several tools here that are centered on the options you have for working with your reports. First, I'd like to show you what you'll see when you'll double-click on any report to open it. You'll have an audit trail that shows every event for this report since the appraiser delivered it. This includes submissions to the UCDP, as well as any status reports received from the GSE regarding the report's acceptance. It's time-stamped and has links to details of any status changes that have further information, such as explanation for failed submissions. If DataCourier has access to the XML data of the appraisal report, the salient data of the report is displayed, along with a Bing map of the subject address. But above the Bing map is some really important stuff that I want to look at for a minute. Here you have any documents related to the report. So, of course, the PDF of the completed report is here, as well as the XML that will go to the GSE. But you'll also have a UARR results report that will be really important for UAD compliance. First of all, let me show you a little of what goes on the appraiser's end of things. When they are ready to deliver the report, they'll use the DataCourier plugin within their software. When they do, part of the process will be an errors and omissions check for UAD compliance. Every possible violation will be highlighted with an explanation, and they'll have the chance to make changes before they complete delivery. Then, when you receive the appraisal and view the report, you'll see the results of the UAD compliance check that was run on the XML of the data of the report. This is one of the big benefits to having XML for the appraisal. This report will tell you if any field is out of compliance with the UAD requirements for the form. So, if you find the report has errors, you know you can request a revision from the appraiser and tell him exactly where the errors occurred, though at this point, that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Keep in mind, this type of error checking is not possible without the XML data for the appraisal. Speaking of requesting a revision, you can do so right here in the same view. Click the button and you'll be able to send a request directly to the appraiser, along with instructions for completing the revision. And by the way, your instructions will be recorded in the audit trail. When the appraiser has completed the revision and delivered the revised appraisal, you'll be able to see both of the completed reports here in the same view, along with the new UARR results, so you can confirm the appraiser has fixed the error. When you're satisfied with the report, you'll be able to deliver it directly to the UCDP. Just click Send To and choose UCDP. If you haven't already configured your UCDP credentials, you'll be prompted to do so in order to continue delivering. These are credentials that you'll receive from the GSEs, and once those are set up, that's really all there is to it. The report will be submitted, and you'll receive notifications whether the submission is successful or not. We know that, in some cases, you won't want to submit directly to UCDP from DataCourier, but you'll still need the PDF and the XML for the report. DataCourier gives the option to download whichever files you need so you can deliver them using your method of choice. We also realize that not everyone will want to log into DataCourier every time they receive a report, so we added the option to have the PDF and XML emailed directly to you when an appraiser delivers a report. There will be GLB warnings because transmitting non-public information via email is never advisable, but we wanted the option to be there because enabling this option means that going forward, you wouldn't even have to log into DataCourier to access the appraisals that have been delivered to you. The UMDP required files will simply appear in your inbox, and you can do what you need to with them from there. So that's really all we need to look at in the order details view. So let's get back into the order view, because there are a couple more things to see there. I wanted to mention the filters again. These will let you filter according to the delivery method, whether UCDP or BlitzDocs, which is another option we'll be offering, and then by status within each method. So you'll be able to easily see if you have delivery failures and track successful submissions, as well as new deliveries and reports that are pending revision. Another really important feature is the ability to upload an appraisal so you can work with it in DataCourier. So if you've received an appraisal from an appraiser who didn't deliver through DataCourier, you'll still be able to deliver it via UCDP. Plus, if you upload the PDF and the XML to DataCourier, you'll be able to run UAD rules on the report to check for compliance. Now, if you only have the PDF for the report, you'll be able to submit it, but remember the GSEs will be charging a fee to extract the data from the PDF. Using this feature, anyone will be able to deliver their reports using the UCDP no matter where that report came from. As far as your user information is concerned, you'll be able to configure individual credentials for the GSEs, set up your notification preferences, and manage your username and password. Of course, that's in addition to basic contact information used by the system. So that's how DataCourier will work. It's completely free, and we expect it to be ready sometime in August. Keep in mind, DataCourier doesn't let you place orders for new appraisals, nor does it allow you to manage your fee panel or any other type of appraiser selection features. That type of vendor management is all available in Mercury Network, which is, incidentally, also free for lenders to use. And while we're talking about UAD compliance, I should mention that Mercury Network lets you configure a custom rule set, including the UAD rules that will run on the appraiser's desktop and prevent them from ever delivering a report with UAD errors. Just as in DataCourier, this part of Mercury Network is called the Universal Appraisal Review Rules, or UARR for short, Except in Mercury Network, these are customizable rules, which can be configured as a warning that basically just requires the appraiser's acknowledgement, or a critical error, which won't let the appraiser complete delivery until the error has been addressed. This rule set will contain the UAD requirements in addition to hundreds of customizable rules you'll be able to configure to make sure every report meets your exact standards before it leaves the appraiser's desktop. So if you like what you see in DataCourier, check out Mercury Network. In most cases, it's completely free for you to use, and it will include all the features that I've just described in DataCourier, plus much, much more. If you don't need Mercury Network, no problem. We're happy to offer a free option that will help the entire industry stay compliant with the huge changes coming with UMDP.